go. So now the game's updated again. Let's see. And then I'll just put. All right. Okay, great. All right. So let's go and get started, shall we? You know, I was planning on spending the Saturday just staying home relaxing. But of course, that wasn't an option. Ina got in her mind that she wanted to go out and see the town. At first, I didn't want to budge, but after 2 hours of puppy dog eyes and long sighs, I finally gave in. It wasn't like I was going to get any peace and quiet at home anyways. After the two of them changed into their normal clothes and hid their appendages, we headed out. And so, here we are, wandering through the streets of town, stopping at every single shop that looks cute.
You know, you could have told her no.
I tried. It didn't work.
Oh, so she can get to you.
With annoyance. Yes. Wow, that was a laugh from Fumo?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is adorable. Hey, Noir boy. I am doing great. We are just going on a date with these two lovely fox girls, but they've hid their fox parts because we don't want weirdos to come up to us. Anyways. Okay. Okay, sure. As we meander through town, suddenly I'm feeling deja vu. Hey, have we been down the street before? Fumo raises an eyebrow.
Of course we have. This is where Kotone has her rabbit cafe.
Right. Oh, right.
You seriously forgot?
I am terrible with directions. You should know that by now. Remember? That's how I met her. This is true. I am also terrible at directions. Sorry, just responding to a message. And my apologies, and here we go. I jerk a thumb backwards at Ina, who looks so happy she's about to burst, merely looking at the different shops.
Speaking of which...
She gestures down the road.
That's it right there. It appears to be open. You want to stop in?
I shrug. Might as well. Besides, we need to have lunch somewhere. Fumo shuffles a bit. Something wrong?
You know we don't have money.
That's why you can get a job. Oh, Fumo.
Raid me, Daddy.
Oh my god. 10 with the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hello. You're just in time. I just started up some Gaikokujin no Sensei. What were you up to, 10? What were you playing? Let's see. Let's go ahead and give you a good old shout out here. Let's see what clip it plays.
These hands are rated E for everyone.
Oh no. That's lewd, 10.
Come to think of it, I never realized this, but Gamma's song is the only one that doesn't have lyrics.
So lewd. So lewd. Can't believe you would do that, 10. Lewd in your brain. Hey, that's uncensored hand-holding, okay? How dare. How dare. Also, you're playing Resident Evil 4. Nice. All right. Well, yeah, but that was part of the whole I was going to pay thing. I'm used to it.
It bothers me.
Glance over at Fumo, who turns her head to avert her eyes gaze from me. I raise one side of my lips up and half smile. Hey, don't worry about it. If it bothered me, I'd tell you. Fumo lets out a sigh.
All right, fine.
Wait. Is this... Getting too hot in the cabin. Yeah. I get you. It's about 25 degrees Celsius where I am today, and it's not bad. But I turned my fan off for a little bit, and now I'm like, ugh. Need to turn my fan on again. Here we go again. Back into the Cottontail Cafe. As we walk up to the door and open it, we're greeted with an incredibly charged atmosphere filled with background chatter and general chaos. By the way, Ten, this is a reminder to myself. I need to message you something when I finish stream today. So I'll hopefully remember to do that. This is a completely different vibe from when I came here the first time. As I look around, I only see 2 waitresses, Kotane included, running around like mad women. Oh, perfect, thank you. Feel free to pester me. I also notice a line beginning to form at the entrance. Stepping in, Kotane notices the 3 of us and puts up a finger.
Be with you guys in a second.
I shrug. That's fine. Before I even give my response, she races back and takes a few orders from several tables before moving back to us. Looking very frazzled, she doesn't even bother to give us a fake smile. Aina smiles as she sees Kotane.
Ah, Kotone, ohayo. O genki desu ka?
She asks in her sweet voice. Kotane tries to ignore Aina, but after several attempts to get her attention, she walks over looking very exasperated.
手伝いましょうか?
I can't understand what she's saying, but there seems to be genuine concern in her voice. Kotane waves her hands up and down.
いいですよ.
I decide to join in. So what's the deal? Understaffed? Kotane sighs.
You could say that. 2 of my girls called out today. The flu's going around. Look, I'd love to stay in chat, but I'm really backed up.
Me too, babe. Me too. Oh, fuck. As I'm talking to Kotane, Aina puts on Fumo's shirt. Aina puts on Fumo's shirt demanding a translation, which Fumo originally gives. Suddenly, Aina's eyes light up.
琴音さん、私たち手伝ってもいいですか? いいえ、大丈夫。
Kotane seems to nervously stop as she turns back towards the customers. The poor, only other waitress obviously overwhelmed. Kotane deeply inhales before looking back towards Aina and says something in Japanese. I'm confused what's going on. I'm confused. What's going on? For 5 minutes.
Aina asked if she can help, and it looks like Kotone is reluctantly agreeing.
ふもちゃんも一緒。もちろん。
Suddenly, Fumo's eyes grow large.
ちょっと待って、アイナ。私は。
Frame played the Seinfeld. Oh my god.
いいですよ、いいですよ、ふもちゃん。楽しいですよ。
I assume she just volunteered you as well.
Yes.
Look, if you were to do this, I wouldn't expect you or Aina to do it for free. I'll pay you for today, obviously.
Pay?
This seems to cause Fumo perk up slightly. She looks with trepidation from me to her. I put up my hands. That's fine. I don't mind hanging out here all day. I mean, I can do dishes or something. Hearing that go ahead from the 3 of us, Kotane can't help but smile.
All right, you 3 twisted my hand.
Isn't it twisted my arm? Not twisted my hand. Might I remind everybody that my friend who made this game is an English major. What? It'd be fun. I don't know what she's on about. It's arm. Ha! Ha! I called it! Kotane looks to the side with a slight embarrassed face. She turns to Aina and Fumo as if I didn't just correct her. Kotane now says something to Fumo in Japanese.
変化する?
もちろん。
For some reason, Aina's eyes begin to sparkle.
ふもちゃん、行こう。
Before she has a chance to argue or complain, Aina has grabbed Fumo by the hand, begins to pull her towards the back of the cafe. I turn to Kotane. Where's the kitchen? She points me to the back. Gotcha. As I begin to walk towards the back, I hear my name.
Hey.
Seriously, bro? You know, they say, Igajozu, aka good English. I turn my head backwards. Kotane quickly turns her head away in what I could swear is a blush.
Thanks.
I shoot her over a smile. No problem. No problem, Kotane. And with that, I walk towards the back of the cafe. I really need to get my new maid outfit because that would have been more perfect for this. I'm getting a new maid outfit. I'm getting a couple other outfits made for this model. I'm not retiring the live 2D. Don't worry, guys. The 2D is still going to exist. I'm still going to be using it. I've used it for like 2.5 months now, and I really wanted to get back to the to my 3D model, especially since now this outfit's done and we got the shaders. Yes, I'm getting a special custom made outfit. I haven't ordered it yet because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to design it, because I want to work with an artist to do a design. Yeah, the maid outfit's coming back, and I'm also getting a new outfit made. So that's something you guys can look forward to. Well, somehow my day turned from a day off to washing plates in a cafe. Awesome. Thanks, guys. A few minutes go by as I begin to lose myself in washing the dishes. Soon, though, my my trace-like state is interrupted by some excited chatter from the front of the house. My curiosity gets the better of me as I duck my head out to look and see what's going on. What I see next nearly caused me to drop my plate I am holding. To drop my plate I am holding. To drop the plate I am holding? Bruh. Bruh. Oh yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for! That's what it's all about! Woo! Oh my god. Yes. Woo! Girl's pretty. Yeah, exactly. There in front of me are both Fumo and Aina, decked in full rabbit cafe outfits, complete with rabbit ears and tails. They appear to be wearing identical outfits, but they both wear them entirely differently. Aina's outfit is, well, it's barely containing herself. Her proportions seem to be straining the fabric as it borders on inappropriate for this venue. The rabbit ears on top only add to the risque factor. Fumo, on the other hand, complete with a large blush. I almost read that as large bush. What? Is definitely on the cute side of the spectrum. What are you writing, 10? What is this? What did you write? Let's see what... our friend Google Translate has to say. Cute. Kawaii. I can't read symbols yet. I'm still new. But anyways, yeah. Blush. Ah, yes, the US version of wide. God damn it. Why not ask your Gaikokujin Sensei? Oi! Brandon! Oi! He's not here. He doesn't live with me. He lives in the States. Rather than looking like she stepped out of an adult magazine, despite how uncomfortable she seems, she looks adorable. She does look adorable. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've really seen Fumo in a skirt before, and honestly, it looks very good on her. I, despite probably never having served food in a day in her life, is taking to her job like a duck to water. She speaks to the customers in fluid, almost buttery-sounding Japanese. The effect is not lost on the customers, as several of the male ones blush in response. I turn my attention to Fumo, who's acting far less charismatic, but her timidness is leaving the customers with a different experience, many of which are into it. Oh my. Giving a very, very personalized experience. Ah, there you are. Hello, Mr. Unpopular. Yes, I'm not here. I am a ghost. No, you're not. You're Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it. Oh, fuck. Makes ghost noises. Woo! My condolences. Seeing me out of the corner of their eyes, Fumo manages to finish taking the customer's order and then comes over to me.
This is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Looks good on you, Fumo. Gotta say, I'm not used to seeing you in a skirt.
I know, I look ridiculous in it.
Actually, you look good. Fumo's blush becomes more pronounced before moving past me. So I gotta ask, Mr. Popular, so were you here the entire time when I was criticizing your writing? Because I do that. The funniest part is when I was playing through Sky's game, you know, and she was right there as I was criticizing her game. When I got the arm, I thought you got the arm idiom wrong. Yeah. Don't mind me just breaking your game down piece by piece.
I need to place these orders, and you should probably get back to whatever it was you were doing.
I sigh and let out a chuckle. Right. Aina must have seen me talking to Fumo because she bounds her way over next to me, excited.
見て見て、可愛いですか?
She gives a twirl, showing off her skirt. Oh my.
She wants to know if you think it looks cute.
God, jeez. I thought we were going in the back. I thought you were going in the back. I mean, Ayo? Please take me to dinner first.
I already came back. I was just dropping off an order.
Oh, right. So I'm not gonna stay up too long because I gotta do watchmaking work in the morning. Yeah, no, that's totally fine, Sadako. Nobody has to be here. I was gonna play this anyways. There ain't a hammer big enough. You got that right, Ten. You got that right. Aina looks expectantly at me. Yeah, it's cute. Put my finger to my temple trying to remember the word. Kawaii desu. Aina beams hearing this as she leaps up and down with excitement. She then moves closer to me and puts a finger on to her chin.
でも、どちらの方が可愛い?
I glance over to Fumo. Fumo irritatedly shoots over a sideways glance.
She wants to know who's cuter.
Uh-oh. You know what this means? This means we're going to the save. We go into page 10. We making a new save. Because, and let me just retitle this to Who's Cuter? Now, this is very important because I'm going for one of their routes right now. So, I think they're both cute, but I have some insider information on this game Insider information, as in I've been told not exactly how to get there, but some possibility of the endings. There is a bad ending in this game, and it's a bad ending, and I'm not going to reveal what it is. But when we get there, because we will do all the, I'm going to try and aim for all the endings. There is a bad ending in this game, but, and you can very easily fall into it. Well, not easily, but you could fall into it. You have to be very, very, like, let me just say this. You have to be basically undecisive to fall into it. All I can say is nice boat. So, I know Ina's my girl. I'm going for her first, so I'm going to say Ina. Now, this female probably doesn't care one way or the other, and it might get Ina off my back for a while. Fine, Ina. I say nonchalantly, gesturing at Ina. Despite my incredible lack of energy, that doesn't seem to bother Ina at all. She shoots Fumo over a smarmy look. Are we going to treat Ina like dismissive the entire time, even if we end up with her? Because that's kind of funny. She then looks back at me.
そうですか何が好きですかでも私の服はとっても小さい
Look at that face. I'll have what she's having.
もういい。
Pomo says with a degree of shortness she probably didn't mean to come out.
どうしたのああ嫉妬してますか
She's probably saying, you're jealous, right? Are you jealous? The smaller, the better. She asks, separating every syllable. Fumo blushes slightly.
いいえ、嫉妬じゃないよ。
She is saying that, yes. Ah, thank you, Ten. I love how we have some people in the chat who actually know Japanese. And I'm like, and I'm just sitting here like, ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, game fun. You know, you two should probably get back to work. It looks like Kotane is getting overwhelmed again. Boom looks over, and sure enough, Kotane is freaking out.
Ah, right.
Fumo says something to Ina in Japanese, and nodding follows her to the tables. Haha, language go burr. I want to try this out, try and flex my JP more. 10, this is why I said you should chat me later. After about 30 minutes, my hands may be incredibly Sorry, I had food in my mouth. My hands may be incredibly pruny, but I sort of get lost in the repetition. It's very therapeutic in a way. The dull, incoherent mumbles of the crowd behind the wall are constant, but overall, it's nice to actually have some peace and quiet for once. Of course, I know this can't last. I hear the door slam open. Yep, right on cue.
Come here! I need your help!
I sigh. Of course you do. I put a plate down and follow Kotane, who seems to have a very urgent air about her. Stepping out back into the room, I have to cover my mouth from bursting out laughing. I didn't do a very good job of covering my mouth there. There, standing in the middle of the room, is Fumo, surrounded on all sides by what appears to be a small army of rabbits, which are all clamoring for her attention. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did you say? She looks hilariously confused, a pencil in one hand and a notepad in the other. She says something to them in Japanese, which I'm assuming is something along the lines of, "Go away." You okay? I ask, doing my best to suppress a laugh as I approach her. Fumo turns to me, beet red.
No, I am not okay. Please help me.
Oh, what's wrong, Fumo? You being attacked by widow wabbits? Mm-hmm. Banui. Right. Okay. I walk over to the completely overwhelmed female and begin to pick up some of the rabbits. They seem a bit miffed that they're being pulled away from her, but let me pick them up and place them back in their respective areas. The spectacle draws attention of everyone in the room, especially Aina, who looks more than a little miffed. Taking a few steps towards the rabbit, she picks up gingerly as a mother would.
うさぎ、ここに来て。
Excuse me, guys. Foreign to Mighty Python bunnies are extremely dangerous. I mean, they can be. I mean, I would argue that Aina's a pretty dangerous looking bunny right now. The Japanese in this is very simple. Easy to learn and translate. I think that was the intent. At least, like, you know, if the ghost of Mr. Unpopular is here and wants to chime in, feel free. But I'm pretty sure that was the intent. The rabbit first seems surprised at the sudden lift in altitude, but slowly turns its head towards Aina, who is looking down on it with an incredibly sweet look that would melt most people's hearts. In fact, I can see several jealous eyes from the customers wishing they were the rabbit right now.
あなたは可愛いです。
But she immediately cut off as the rabbit quickly turns around and bites directly into her hand.
Raid me, Daddy.
Oh my god, Desmonia! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello. We're playing some Gaikokujin no Sensei, otherwise known as Foreigner Teacher. This is a visual novel where you're a English teacher in a foreign land in Japan, and it's fun. It's made by a friend of mine. I made the intro, and I am somewhere in here. I had some little involvement in it, but yeah, it's a great game. It's on Steam, and it's on Itch right now. You can get it over here. But let me just give you a shout out so we can just take a look, see what you were streaming and what clip it plays. Ooh, City Skylines. Okay.
Wow. Okay. That's fine.
God, your model is so
My hand
cute.
is not working.
Oh, thank you. This just got finished. I just revealed this outfit on Thursday. It's my new nurse outfit.
What am I doing? I'm an idiot. I don't know why I stayed under tower. It's okay.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Okay,
It tends to play old clips. It's random, but it
It's
just plays
alright.
whatever. So, Desmonia, since you're here, and my new outfit's ready, have you been keeping up with your shots? Or do you need an appointment to see me? But before you got here, we were just having Ina here was picking up one of the rabbits at this cafe, and the rabbit just bit her.
え、
100,000% gonna need to schedule an appointment. Wink. We'll have to work that out. She looks down at her hands as the rabbit proceeds to jump from her hand and land back on the ground.
え、
She's so dumbfounded. She's like, what the fuck? The shock of the moment slowly starts to wear off and is replaced with her eyes being filled with tears. She looks at the rabbit, her feelings crushed.
うさぎちゃん、どうして？
Finishing up placing the last rabbit back into its pen, I turn my attention back to Ina. Ina is busy looking at her hand, which has a red mark on it in the shape of teeth. Her brain goes dial-up noises. Letting out an audible sigh, I move towards her. As I get her attention, I motion for her to follow me. She does so dutifully as we make our way to the back room. Oh my. Let's see, there should be first aid kit around here somewhere. I say this to no one in particular. Aina tilts her head, unsure of what's going on. With a few moments, I find my prize, the internal Red Cross logo appearing on the box, which we do not show on screen because it's copyrighted, and they're apparently dicks about it. I open it, revealing bandages and thankfully bilingual disinfectant. I gesture for her to give me her hand. Aina seems confused at first, but eventually does so. My list Dexia hurting me there. Taking her hand, I pour some of the disinfectant with the other. The sting seems to shock her as she pulls her hand back, cupping it with her free hand. She looked at me with hurt eyes as if I was purposely making her pain worse. I scratched my head. Of course she wouldn't understand. This is understand modern medicine. I pull out my translation book. Igaku desu. She tentatively looks back to me.
Gaku?
I nod. Instead of it show the Swiss flag. Yeah, exactly. Slowly she lets me take her hand back. The bite isn't too bad, but should still have some bandages on them. Taking the bandages, I begin to roll them around her hand. I clasp it in place and then release her hand. Aina's eyes open slightly wider as she looks from her hand and back to me. To my surprise, her eyes start to shimmer as she begins to cradle her injured hand. She looks back to me, her mouth now a smile, seeming as if she's barely holding back tears.
あなたはとっても優しいです。ありがとう。
Aww. Look at this cool face. I flip through my book. Yusashi, kind. Despite myself, I find myself feeling a little embarrassed. Oh, I'm blushing. I need a blush emote from the model. I do not have that. I coughed in my hand before standing up. Right. Okay, let's get back to work. Despite being unable to understand me, it seems that Aina gets the general idea, as a bright smile appears on her face.
はい。
With renewed vigor, she heads back out to the dining area. You know, doing this just seems really good about now. Thankfully, after that, there didn't seem to be any major issues. The rabbits were kept in the enclosures and washed more carefully, so we didn't have to a repeat of earlier. After about an hour, the two of them really seemed to get into their groove. Soon enough, the sun set and the place was starting to calm down.
ありがとうございます。チュー。
Kutone says as the last customer leaves the restaurant. She then turns the sign from open to closed. Kutone then lets out a drawn-out sigh.
ああ、よかったね。
You always that busy?
Sometimes, but normally I have at least 4 people here.
Mm-hmm. That can happen, unfortunately. That certainly was some slurred Japanese, yeah. She then looks to the three of us as she fishes a few envelopes out of her pocket.
Don't ever say that Kotane doesn't keep her word. Here you 3 go.
She hands each of us an envelope. Taking it out, I give a curious glance. Several thousand yen are peeking out. Should I take it? So, we're going to make a new save on page 11. I'm going to call this Take the Money? Question mark? Yes. Return. Okay, so let's think about this. I don't want to come off as ungrateful, since she's given it to me, but go on, take the money and run. Yeah, pretty much. But I also don't want to put too many points in Kotane, because that could lead to the bad ending. So, But I don't know if there's a money system in this game, which I don't think there is. But if there is, I could use some. So, You know what? I got 6 people in chat. Let's put this one up to a vote. Let's see what y'all say. So I'm gonna make a poll. Take the money. All right, we're gonna run this poll for exactly a minute. So guys, there's a poll at the top of the screen. You can vote. I abstain for obvious reasons. No, you vote too. I'm kidding. Abstain for obvious reasons. Those of you who are lurking, if you're on your mobile device, you should also be able to vote for this as well. The should appear right above your chat. Where's the bank account in Switzerland option? Oh, yes, my Swiss bank account. All right, we're taking the money because you guys say take it. Well, it's probably rude not to accept the money. It's probably a Japanese customer or something. Take the envelope and place it in my pocket. Thanks, Kotane. She gives me a smirk back.
I told you, I keep my promises. Besides, you washing those dishes really took some of the strain off of my girl in the back. We got out the food extremely fast because of that.
That could be of help. Kotane then turns to Aina and thanks her properly in Japanese. Aina merely shoos it away with a hand wave as she says something in response. Kotane then begins to fidget as if the next few words actually pained her.
Really, though, all of you. Thanks.
Aww. I give her a smile back. Well, if you ever need any help, just give us a call. Kotane laughs.
Be careful what you say. I think these two may have gotten some fans today. I'm sure they're going to be asking for them.
Oh my. Ah. Our attention turns to Fumo as she's about to say something.
No, never mind.
The most frustrating thing is that it's entirely obvious what Fumo wants to say. Well, she's not going to. I turn to Fumo and Aina. Hey, Fumo, question. If I say I wanted to help out here sometimes on the weekend if they got busy, would you and Aina be alright with coming up with helping too? Obviously shocked, Fumo turns to look at me and then Kotane back to me. She turns her head to the side, not daring to look at either of us in the eyes, even as her blush betrays her.
I wouldn't mind if we came back here. And I think Aina would like to also.
Her VA is nice. Fumo quickly asks Aina in Japanese, to which she immediately answers yes. Well then, it's up to you, Kotane. Turning back to Kotane, we aren't prepared to see such a surprised reaction on her face.
Oh, you guys would want to come back?
I shrug. I mean, if you'd want us back. Kotane pauses for a moment before shaking herself back into reality. Snap back to reality! Oh, God. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. And coughing into her hand.
I mean, I completely understand why you'd want to work for me, and the customers
Oh my
did
God.
seem to like you.
Oh my God. Fucking kill me. I could swear for a moment she shoots a sidelong glance at me as well.
Okay. I might just take you 3 up on that. I'll call you if I need you, okay?
Seriously, bro? Yes. Seriously. Really? Fucking has to act high and mighty. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I nod. Alright. Sounds great. I have to say, despite working on my day off, I had fun. It was kind of therapeutic.
Therapeutic?
Oh, sorry. Big English word. I mean, relaxing.
Oh, all right.
I had that Seinfeld play again in your brain. Thanks. You're welcome. Kotane lets out a confident snort. Fumo furrows her brow slightly as a small wave of pink appears under her eyes.
Like you knew what that word meant.
Of course I did.
A smug expression appears on Kotane's face. This smug ass bitch. She's like, I know what it meant, but you didn't. Oh fuck. So for those in the chat who English is not their first language, how many of you knew what the word therapeutic meant? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You do? Okay. That's good. I figured you would, Sadako. I figured you would. That's great. I need to defuse this. Take a step forward, not stepping in between the two, but moving closer. To be fair, I think both of you are just amazing. I think both of you are amazing in English. I couldn't hope to ever be that good at Japanese. Hearing my voice, the two break off from each other and look towards me. Now completely embarrassed, any and all tension is immediately evaporated. Okay. Either way, I'd say it's about time that we headed home.
Oh, right.
Like I said, give us a call if you need any help.
Yeah.
I turn to Fumo. As soon as you and Aina change, we'll go home. Fumo nods and says something to Aina in Japanese, and the two of them head to the back room. As we step out the door, Kotane locks the door behind us. Well, that was an exhausting day.
It definitely was interesting.
You certainly seem to enjoy yourself, Fumo. Fumo turns her head away.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't, Fumo. I'm sure you don't. Because C1, because I got C1 English diploma. Oh, what is that? Is that like a grade level of English or something? I've never heard of a C1. All right, fine. You didn't enjoy yourself at all.
I didn't say that either.
So you're saying nothing? Fumo nods. Ah, well, that's exciting.
I never claimed to be exciting.
I swear, Fumo, you're giving me a headache. Aina, on the other hand, seems to be uncharacteristically quiet. I look back to her. Aina, you okay? As I glance back at her, I see her cradling her bandaged hand almost as if it were a treasured prize. Hearing my voice seems to bring Aina back to reality.
Nani?
I turn to Fumo. She alright? Fumo glances back at her and then turns back to
She
me.
was probably daydreaming.
Alright then. Fumo's eyes follow to Aina. Aina's bandaged hand and then back to
Give
me.
us a second.
Oh, hey Faye. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're playing Gaikokujin no Sensei. We just finished a day of working at the Bunny Cafe, and now we're heading home. Huh? Oh, sure. I'll stand there. I say as I take a few steps towards a nearby bridge to take a look at the view.
All right. What are you up to?
It's
you know
vital
you can
work.
just turn back into spirit form and
Exactly.
that injury will go away, right?
Seemingly shocked, Aina looks from Fumo and then back to her hand as she blushes profusely.
doesn't know that.
They're speaking to each other in Japanese, by the way, here. It's only showing in English to us because, well, we wouldn't know otherwise. You know, unless we knew Japanese, of course.
So you're lying to him because you wanted him to take care of you.
What? No, I'm not lying. I just...
Anna trails off as she puts her two pointer fingers together.
Okay, then there should be no problem if I tell him.
Wait, guys. Wait. I know exactly what she was doing. I know exactly what she was doing. I think everybody else does too. And apparently I can't use emojis anymore. Loving your overlay and VTuber. Oh, thanks. Yeah, overlay was designed by my girl Sky, or Kita Princess. She also designed a couple of other things for me, but she did my overlay. Yeah, she's wonderful and great. Love her. I would even say that I love her. But go check her out. She's awesome. That's an old clip. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're getting ready.
This guy has become Umugus.
Are we good to...
No!
The desperation in her voice shocks even her. Sorry, I'm eating at the same time. Trying to finish my lunch. Report my cuteness. Don't do that. Stop. She tries to calm herself down, but still sounds worried.
Please, don't tell him.
Lunch, but it's time o'clock. Yeah, I know. Fumo crosses her arms.
I don't see why I shouldn't.
Aw. It looks like she's gonna cry again. Aina uses her free hand to grab Fumo's shirt by the sleeve.
Please?
Fumo glances over to Aina's eyes as they're starting to shimmer. Fumo rolls her own eyes.
Fine, but don't you try to manipulate him.
I wouldn't do that.
Good, because I think I actually have a very strong chance of winning this time, and I'm not going to let you cheat your way to victory.
So, for those of you who are just joining us, Aina and Fumo here are fox spirits. Aina is the spirit of fertility. Fumo is the spirit of infertility. Every, I think it was 800 years, 300 years, I can't remember. One of that, they have a challenge to see or who, you know, if it will mean great, great fertility or infertility across the land. And Aina usually wins because by the time that Fumo gets over to her, she's already getting plowed by somebody. Yeah, seriously, bro is the character name I picked. Yeah. So they got a little challenge going on over here. If Aina bangs the main character, seriously, bro, she wins. But if she doesn't, Fumo wins. And I mean, as much as I like Fumo, and we do have a bit of a an overpopulation problem. If in doubt, apply Big Booba, right? Yeah, exact. Actually, I backed, even though I was partially involved in this game. It's a game made by a friend. I backed this game on Kickstarter, and I have one of the body pillows of Aina. So that was my first body pillow. So I have that. I sleep with her every night, but not in that way. Not in the horny way. Oh wow. When I use my angry emote, the FPS of the game comes up. That's funny. But yeah, no. I'm going for Ina's route first. So fertility will probably win. I don't believe you. Yes, the creator of the game doesn't believe me. I mean, I can take a picture of my bed right now and show you. She's in the corner. Don't worry about the fact that there's a tissue box on top for her. I wasn't doing anything like that. I swear. I'm being very devoid of horniness. No, it's for hugging. You mean humping. They're meant for hugging. Aina glances over to Fumo, who shuffles slightly as she glances at Seriously Bro. A small yet devious smile appears on Ina's lips.
Are you sure that's the only reason?
Fumo raises an eyebrow as she looks back at Aina and then turns to Seriously Bro.
Hey,
Seriously, bro. Suddenly, Aina begins to flail her arms wildly as she begins to sweat profusely.
I'm sorry. Please don't.
Look, things can be used for multiple purposes, just as my mouth. Just ask your mouth? Oh. Well. Faye. Why aren't you in my bed yet? Well, I'm exhausted. Do either of you want to take a shower? Fumo shakes her head. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Because there's an ocean in the way.
I'm alright for now. You can go first.
I shrug. Alright. Gathering up my items, I walk towards the shower room and open the door, closing it behind me. As soon as Seriously Bro leaves the room, Aina looks around. Deftly? What? Oh, the stories I can tell you about Wendy's. Oh my goodness. I used to work at a Wendy's. Hi, Florg. How you doing? Deftly, she moves over to Seriously Bro's clothes and fishes something out. As with great skill and finesse. Ah, thank you.
What exactly are you doing?
Oh, Momo, I was just... nothing.
Ah, yes, thank you. Really flexing that English degree.
You've always been a terrible liar, Aina. What did you take out of his pocket?
Defeated, Aina slowly shows her the item she took from his clothes, the translation book. Fumo looks over to her with a confused expression.
There a reason you're taking his translation book?
Aina clutches the book tightly.
I just wanted to look up how to say something.
I'm a mathematician. I just like words. Mathematician. Oh, okay, I see you. I said mathematician, which is funny, because that's normally what I say. Ha. She clutches the book tighter, and it begins to bend.
We just went over how you're a terrible liar, remember?
Aina puffs out her cheeks slightly in annoyance. This doesn't seem to faze Fumo, however. She finally relents with a sigh.
I'm jealous.
She mumbles.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
I'm jealous, okay?
Fumo looks at her as if she has 3 heads. I do engineering. All I do is hardware BS.
Jealous? Of what?
Ina stamps on the ground.
I'm jealous of you four. You, him, Kotone, even Makiko. You all speak perfect English. It's like some secret group I'm not a part of, and you get to have all these conversations with him, and I can't. And I feel...
That is relatable when you're around people who speak other languages. So, just for example, I'm French Canadian. I know enough of the language to be dangerous. If I can read it, but I can't write or speak it. And if I'm around somebody who speaks French, sometimes it's hard to see what, understand what they're saying. And when I go to Japan, I would like to speak Japanese, but we'll see what happens. At least a little bit. I'd like to know a little bit. But it's just enough to get around. Like, I don't need to be like, I need to be like a third grade's level of Japanese. Just enough to be able to hold a conversation. And from what I've learned, Japanese is actually not that difficult of a language. It doesn't apply to the same rules that English does. So even with that's why Google Translate sometimes has a hard time translating Japanese to English, because the way we phrase things is not the same way they phrase things. Parlez-vous anglais? Non. Maid? Maid? See, I'm even failing at reading that aloud, but I know what you said because I read it in my head. So I took French up until 10th grade, and after 10th grade, I stopped being able to speak it because I stopped speaking it. I didn't speak it fluently. I spoke it enough to hold a conversation. And when I speak, I mean Quebec French. So when I speak, I'd say something like, Bonjour, je m'appelle Zero, quel âge, let's see, 80 is 40. I'm not 40. I'm 34. So that'd be... what number is that? Trencat. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Trencat. Do I have that right? Let's see. Okay, Tenacat, so I have that right. I was taught German for 10 years, but I can barely remember how to speak it or barely understand conversation. I can more or less read German, so yeah, that's relatable as fuck. Yeah, happy 34th birthday. I didn't realize it. Yeah, I just turned 34 on Thursday. Thanks, Faye. I did a big stream on Thursday as well, which the VOD's up if you guys want to watch it. I'm gonna be cutting it up for YouTube though, eventually. But yeah, no. I can remember enough French to introduce myself, and that's about it. A little over a month older than you. Oh. So you would be... So, should I start calling you One-sama? Would you like that, Faye? But no, yeah. So, it's funny at this point. The person and the lady who cuts my hair, one of the ladies who cuts my hair, is a Japanese lady named Mina-san, which is funny enough. Her name's Mina-san, and if you know any Japanese, you know what Mina-san means. So sometimes I try my Japanese with her, and I think like the last time I spoke with her, it was I was like. What did I say? I can't remember what I said to her. Her name is Mina. Yes, Mina-san, which is funny because Mina-san means everyone or my friends, as far as I remember. Just don't call me a batan or else I'll throw hands. But Faye, do you like to be being called older sister? But yeah, anyways, slowly, don't remember too much of my French. Slowly practicing my, you got an N in. Yeah. I know, but it's still pronounced the same way. So anyways, long story short, I'm having trouble remembering my French. I am slowly learning how to have Japanese conversations because of my hairdresser. So it's funny because when I first met her, I was like, hey, you know, I have friends who live in Japan, friends who went to Japan and taught English. And they always tell me about, you know, how great it is and I should come out. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know much Japanese. And she's like, well, why don't you speak some of Japanese you know with me? And I told her, you know, that I was into, you know, games and anime and stuff. And she's like, well, try some of what you know with me. And I was able to hold a decent conversation with her until I had to put in a couple of etos and stuff like that. Also, my wife is 8 years older than me, if that adds anything. The most usual thing I can say in German is an order at a specific restaurant. Ah, okay, gotcha. No, I understand that totally. Anyways, we've been stuck on the screen for a while, so I'm going to see the next part of their conversation. Tears start to form in the corners of her eyes.
I don't want to be left out.
I know that feel. Fumo opens her eyes slightly wider, hearing this. She quickly reverts, though, adjusting her shoulders.
What happened to you're wasting your time, Fumo, learning that silly language?
You really want me to say it, don't you?
Say what exactly?
I don't think I can should be public with the Japanese I learned from watching things. Yeah, most of the Japanese that I have is, yeah, some of it's from watching stuff, but there is some that I got from, I actually read some what do you call them? Dictionaries or translation books, one of the two, I can't remember. I learned some basics, enough to, like, you know, say, you know, hello, how are you? This is my name, this is what I'm about, kind of thing. Just very basic stuff. But even so, like, it's so rusty because I don't practice it on a regular basis. I need to practice it. Japanese Pod 101 could be held for conversation practice too. I'll have to take a look at that because I need to actually practice it and put it into practice.
Fine. You were right. You were right, okay?
We'll pause this for a brief moment after this.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that, well, ever.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry.
Fair and I have a resource to share if you need. I'd be down. Practice French, I can help. I was learning French with Celeste, but then she started getting annoyed that my Quebec pronunciations. And that's not why we stopped doing the lessons that we did. We both got busy, but like at first she's like, I remember she said to me, at first my accent was cute to her, and then she got annoyed by it because there were things like I would say like bonjour, and that is proper with a Quebec accent, but if you're speaking French, she's like, no, it's bonjour. I'm like, okay.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I don't know what that means. I went back by
Yes.
accident.
Well,
Sorry, guys. But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, I'm open to chilling with peeps and speaking some languages. The classic French stuff. Yeah, exactly. A short silence fills the room.
If you really want me to, I can help.
But to Fumo's surprise, Aina puts her hand up.
No, thank you.
Aina puts on a soft smile.
I appreciate what you're about to say. I really do. But this is something I have to do on my own. Like you did.
L'Académie Française. Exactly, yeah. Français. I've got this odd issue where I'm incredibly good at accents and pronunciation, but because I'm crap at learning vocab and grammar, so I can give the impression that I speak a language well, and I'm just... Come on. You're wonderful, Faye. Fumo can't help but smile slightly as she hears this.
All right then, but know that you have a long way to catch up to me or him.
Aina's smile is more pronounced now as she closes her eyes and nods. I step out of the shower wearing a towel around my waist and another one around my shoulders. That was a nice shower. Accent pronunciation is something. Hey, like, that's the thing. Like, I grew up with the Quebec French accent, which drives some people who speak French crazy, but it's what, is native to my area. And, being part French Canadian, I think I'm a quarter French Canadian. It is the one that I gravitate towards. In fact, I think people get the impression from me as well as with all the Latinx that I try to make me learn X language. As I look towards both the girls, Fumo is reading. That's no shock, but to my surprise, so is Aina. Finally noticing me, Aina looks up from her book as I take a sip of my drink.
Oh, hello. You look very sexy.
Why, thank you, dear. I love your emotes, Faye. They're awesome. I immediately do a spit take. Fuma puts her hand to her head, her face red.
Are you serious?
Aina merely looks at the both of us, beaming with pride.
Gaikokujin no Sensei.
Alright, well, let's just take a moment to save here. Let's go to save page 12. And we'll say day 2 done. And not all in caps. I think that's day 2. All right. Oh, your blush emote's so cute too. Oh my god. In fact, I think you deserve a headband. As I'm sitting at my desk, I glance at the calendar. As there are no available chairs at the moment, Fumo is in seated position floating next to me. Seeing my attention turn towards the calendar, she turns her head over to me. Belvaneka does some awesome work. Oh, nice. That's who did your emotes? Awesome.
Looking forward to something?
Raising my finger, I point at a date. Yeah, this date right here. This is when summer break starts. Fumo crosses her arms and tilts her head.
Summer break?
Oh, right. You wouldn't know what that is. I say this all in a light murmur. It's to not attract attention. Basically, school has a break in the summer where the kids don't have to go to school. In America, it lasts for a little over 2 months. Here, it seems to last for about a month and a half. Fumo puts a finger to her chin.
Oh, so these children don't go to school year-round then?
No, I think kids in any country might just go crazy if they had to.
Yes. Sorry. My knowledge of children is limited.
Mine too. I don't understand kids. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. So is mine. Right on cue. This seems to catch Fubo off guard.
But you're a teacher.
Yep. Fumo shakes her head in confusion.
Every time I think I've got you figured out.
Suddenly, our conversation is interrupted as my phone starts to vibrate on the table. Sitting on the table, immediately next to it, Aina flinches in shock as it does. I snicker as I pick up the phone. I gingerly rock the phone back and forth in front of her. Geitai. I had explained to Fumo that therefore Aina about what phones were. And while Fumo was fascinated at the technology, Aina was still a little weary of it, assuming it must be magic. I mean, it kind of is, if you think about it. It's all technological science magic, in the end of the day. Spirit of Infertility knows a little about kids. I'm shocked. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Looking at my phone, I see that there's an email notification from Engistep asking me to call them. Ugh, I gotta take this. I say as I stand up. Ugh. I motion to immediately outside the door. I'll be right there. Tell Aina to stay here. Fumo nods as she translates to Aina, who goes back to looking at an English textbook. I step in the hallway as I dial the number on the phone. It rings a few times before a voice comes on. Hello, this is Seriously Bro. You sent me an email?
Ah, yes. Thank you for calling us back. How is everything going?
Who's that? Guys, who's that? I wonder who that is. Well, me, everything is fine. A little busy, but all right.
Good to hear, good to hear. Listen, so you know that summer vacation is coming up, right?
Uh-huh, we were just discussing that with the fox spirits around me. I mean to myself. To myself. Sounds like a fucking nerd. Shut the fuck up, 10. You're not wrong. I think that's an incredibly heterosexual Excuse you? Are you calling me straight? God damn it. God damn it. I'll have you know that I... No, that's me. I'll have you know that I am in a committed relationship with two wonderful ladies. And that doesn't really help my case, does it? The point I was trying to get to is I'm gay as fuck. Not a gay boner in that body yet. Ayo. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Well, there's going to be an English retreat for some of the more ambitious students from around the area. We'd like to know if you wanted to go. It's a 3-day event.
Yeah, like I'm gonna spend 3 days in the middle of nowhere, Japan, on some of my precious days off. Yeah, me. That's not happening. I should let him down gently, though. Don't want to insult him. I don't want to insult myself. I open my mouth to respond.
We'd pay you extra, of course.
I close my mouth before opening it again. Oh, extra pay? Well, now you have my attention. And my erection. What? Money, you say? Money? I love how I'm being called out for being hetero when I literally was going nutso over the Otonoko solitaire dating game earlier. Literally chanting, cute boys, cute boys, cute. I make my way back to the chair and have to show a lot of restraint to not simply flop into it.
So, what did they want?
Today Zero is taking the self-cess route. First you had my interest, now you have my erection voice. What? Seriously, bro? What? What? Flop into it, eh? Flop. Well, they wanted me to work a few extra days in the summer. It's an English summer retreat in the mountains with some students. Fuma raises an eyebrow.
Well, did you say yes?
I let out a long drawn-out sigh. They offered me extra money, and it's on the weekday, so it's not like Kotane would need us. It was kind of hard to say no. I turned to her. Sorry I didn't ask first. Fuma gives me a look of confusion.
It's your life. We merely barged into it. Besides, it's nice to see other places. Let me just tell Aina.
As she turns to Aina looks up from the book and listens to Fumo. With every word, she seems to get more and more excited, her tail swishing rapidly. Zipper noise flop. Not here. Not on this site. Her eyes suddenly become unfocused, as if she were going into a dreamlike state.
兄と私が山中に二人きり
I know what start of that means. Wait. Foxtail Wags, let's fucking go! Oh, you have a licky emote? That's awesome. It's funny because I have this one. I have this one. Oh, Ina, I'm so glad we decided to go to the mountains together. This place is beautiful, just like you. This is her daydream.
Oh, please. You're embarrassing me.
I can't help it. I can't believe I've never realized how beautiful you are. And your English has gotten so wonderful. I'm overwhelmed. How you did that all for me?
Oh, darling, I'd do anything for you.
Ina, I can't hold on to this anymore. I love you.
And I love you. Please, make me yours.
And that is how it happened. Bitter that my loot emote got denied. Ina seems to be lost in her own world to the point that I think I see her drooling a little. She gonna be okay? I look over to Fumo, who's busy looking over at Ina, annoyed.
She'll be fine.
I give Ina one more confused sidelong glance. Right. Something tells me this trip's going to be interesting. The hell's a spray bottle when you need it? Ina, still lost in her world, lets out a small giggle. I can't believe it. It's already time to go on this trip. I let her sigh as I grab my carry-on suitcase and head towards the bus stop. Ah, sorry, I yawned in the middle of that.
You look a little nervous. You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't really know anybody here. I hope that the rest of the teachers' English is good.
Well, to be fair, you've been pretty lazy with your Japanese.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to look at a message there. Box bus, box bus. Ayy! Is there... Are box buses special or something? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was just getting comfortable. Now, can I ask you to write out the line Ina said before she daydreamed? Write out the line? Oh, do you want me to go back? We can take a screenshot. That escalated quickly. Very low poly bus aesthetic. Yeah, pretty much. Hell spray. Okay, so...
You... She'll be...
And I love you.
I've not seen before. Before she started daydreaming? Okay, so let's see.
Oh, honey, と私が山中に二人きり?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to take a screenshot of this real quick. Go for it. I'll wait. You good now? Okay. I see in Sanchi. A C in Sanchi. Okay. Ah, the mountains.
Well...
Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way.
Oh,
Well, to be fair, you've been pretty lazy with your Japanese. Well, to be...
Yeah. Ah, she got me there. I've definitely been picking up a few phrases here and there, but with hanging around Fumo so much, there pretty much hasn't been a need. Yeah. I respond with a sigh. On the other hand, looks positively... Ina, on the other hand, looks positively beaming. What's she so happy about?
I have no idea. but I'm assuming it's probably something to do with you and her being alone in the mountains.
Oh my. Oh my. Well, I certainly hope you don't leave me alone with her.
You worry too much.
Hey!
Suddenly, I hear a voice from the crowd. Wait a second, I recognize that voice. I don't want you lost in her mountains. Oh yeah, I'm sure she does. I'm sure she absolutely does. Sure enough, as I turn around, I'm greeted by a smiling Makiko. Seriously, bro, Sensei, fooling around and ignoring your students is gonna land you in trouble, matey. Oh hey, Makiko, what are you doing here?
I could ask you that same question.
Well, my company asked if I'd come to this retreat. I figured I wasn't doing anything else, so why not? You?
Well, one of the extra chaperones got sick, and they asked if I wouldn't mind, as they knew I spoke English. This is so great! I was afraid I wouldn't have anybody to talk to this whole trip.
Aina makes a sound as she crosses her arms in irritation. Fuma merely smirks. Does she make the sound, though? Oh, it didn't this time. Huh. Interesting.
There a problem, Aina?
No, everything's fine.
I have no idea what I'm doing, so it actually really helps that you're here. Makiko energetically hits her chest with her fist.
Leave everything to me. I'll be your personal translator.
For a moment, I swear I can feel the air around me slightly bristle. I glance sideways only to see Fumo there with her usual arms. Her usual arms cross position. Makiko notices me look to the side.
Is everything okay?
I look back to her. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Just thought I heard something. So, how long is this trip?
Oh, it's about 2 hours.
Well, maybe I could take a nap or something then.
A nap? What are you, an old man?
Wow. Wow, Makiko. Wow. I cross my arms. Well, is there something else we could do on the 2-hour bus ride? As if waiting for the question, Makiko flashes me a toothy grin. Reaching her pocket, she fishes out a deck of cards. Come on, Makiko, you've been stalling for a minute now. Aw, look at her. She's so not sure if she's gonna win.
Psst. It's a very important decision.
She goes silent and looks back to the concentrating as if she can burn a hole through the cards with her mind. Just don't ask Aina what to do on the bus trip or the bathroom. We'll never be free. Oh, man. Finally, after looking between my eyes and the cards, she pulls one. And it's the old maid. Makiko looks at the cards, then hangs her head in defeat.
Ugh! Are you kidding me?
She acts like this is a new thing. However, truthfully, this is her 4th time losing in a row. After Makiko shuffles her cards, I look at her face. There's a reason she keeps losing. Her poker face is horrible. I definitely pick the card and play the pair, winning the game. There's that word again.
Lost again.
Hey, seriously, bro, want to join the Meter High Club? Oh, fuck. She asks, her voice slightly crackling. I can't help but smile how animated she's getting. I would call it the Bumpy Road Club, honestly. Since we're probably going on country roads. You know, I could Suddenly, she leans into me, her face only about a foot from mine, a determined and fiery look on her face.
Don't you dare! We are playing again, and I'm going to beat you. And you better not let me win!
All this time, I thought Makiko was just full of fun, bubbly personality, but gee, she can get really competitive, apparently. The bumpy road club is when you screw a horse carriage. Well then. But this would be like a more modern equivalent. Alright, fine, but I'm not going easy on you. Makiko rolls up her sleeves.
Bring it on!
Jumps out of the bus with an exuberant energy.
Alright, let's get this day underway!
Yes, brake check, and it ends in smooch. After a 2-hour ride of nothing but old Maid, Makiko finally managed to win. She had to cover her mouth as if to not blow the whole bus out with her cheer. I slowly step off the bus behind
She does know that she lost 14 times in a row first, right?
Oh, fuck. God. 14 times in a row. 14 times. And on the 15th game, she finally won. I shake my head. I just let her have it, otherwise I would probably end up spending the whole week playing best of 300. I look around the area. Well, we certainly are in the mountains. To be fair, it is very beautiful, but it's one of the situations that if you got lost here, I'd probably never find my way back to civilization ever again. 15 times the charm, exactly. Facing behind me is a large wooden structure. No doubt the building where we would be sleeping, as well as doing whatever it is we'll be doing. Number 15, rare win moment. Best of 300, isn't that this is Sparta? Yeah, pretty much. Well, this place is quaint. Excuse me. This place is quaint.
Quaint?
It means like old looking, but nice in a way.
Thanks, but I know what quaint means.
I shake my head absent-mindedly. No, I wasn't talking to you, Makiko. I feel a nudge on my side. This snaps me back to attention. Oh, I was talking to myself. Awkward response doesn't seem to faze Makiko at all.
Sorry then.
Makiko then proceeds to take a few steps back towards the bus to get her suitcase. Thanks, Fumo. Fumo lets out a sigh.
You have to be more careful.
So here's my question. Why didn't the two of them just come in regular form and we request that we have them with us? Like, instead of hiding. Because Makiko knows them. But I guess that'd be weird for a school to be like, oh, well, we can't have 2 more people. Right. Sorry about that.
I didn't think I'd have to not only protect you from Aina, but yourself as well.
Oh, look at this smug bitch. Thanks, though I do appreciate it. There's a slight pause.
Yeah, well, just be more careful.
Yeah. As we all make our way to the building, we drag our suitcases along until we find our way to the main hall. Once everyone makes it to the building, we all place our belongings down and walk over to the stand to stand in line with the other teachers. As I make my way back towards Makiko, something finally hits me. Something I definitely should have noticed before. Oh, come to think of it, I actually think this is the first time I've seen you outside of your work clothes. Makiko turns to me.
Is it?
Oh, she's blushing. A school would randomly let other people come along with no background checks or attachments. Yeah, that's what I figured as much, especially in Japan. Yeah, even at the hot spring you were wearing it.
Oh, right. I guess I was.
She looks over her outfit.
Do I look weird?
No, your outfit looks awesome. Gotta love administration, exactly. What? No, you look fine. It was just something I realized.
You sure? I wasn't really sure about this outfit. It doesn't make me look fat, does it?
If it makes your ass look fat, I'm okay with that. I roll my eyes. Yes, Makiko, you look super fat, and it's so fat. Lucas Rickson lightly taps me on the shoulder with her fist.
You jerk.
Hey, you asked a stupid question. Like my dad always says, ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. Gently, I feel a tug on my shirt. I turn back and see Aina, who is slightly worried on her face. Seeing I have her attention, she opens up her mouth to say something. Ugh. She's cut off, however, as the person in charge of the retreat begins to speak loudly. Luckily for me, it's in English. He basically just states how he's happy to see everyone here, and how they hope we have a good time. We all have a good time. I had been hoping to have a short nap on the bus, but because of a certain someone's insistent need to win, I found myself nearly nodding off at the lengthy and droning introduction. Sorry. A light nudge brings me back to my senses as my attention turns to the side where Fumo is standing. I give her an appreciative nod, which she seems to ignore. The man finishes up, and we're free to get our stuff and move to where we're going to be sleeping. The room appears to be separated by gender, of course, having spoken with Makiko the entire time on the bus. I was surprised to see several other what looks like to be Americans in the room. I have to admit, seeing the other people who looked like me is more shocking than probably should have been. Then again, it's been a few months since I've talked to another American. I talked with them a bit as they introduced themselves. One was actually from Australia, while the other was from Chicago. America. Yeah, exactly. Chicago? That's someplace I'll be going to eventually. We talk for a bit before they head out towards the meeting area where all the teachers have to go. Soon, I'm left with just Aina and Fumo in the room. Excuse me. Having completely forgotten to grab some items out of my suitcase, I open up and start digging through it. There's a few moments of silence before Fumo speaks up.
It?
Miss what?
You know, your home.
What? You mean America? Fumo tilts her head.
I heard you mention that a few times before. Where is America exactly?
Oh, right. You haven't been here. You haven't been here for about 300 years. 300 years, that's how long it was. I continue to speak with her while I ruffle through my things, the item I'm looking for eluding me. Basically, if you travel east across the ocean, it's a couple thousand miles. Fumo's ears twitch.
Miles?
I look up to her confused face and then suddenly it hits me. Oh, right. Only America uses that. Kilometers.
That's quite a long way.
Right, but we fly up in airplanes. I'm sure you've seen some pictures of them online. Fumo puts her fingers to her chin and nods.
Right. A mixture of lift and propulsion, if I remember correctly.
I stop and turn to her. That's right. First computers and now airplanes. I have to say, Fumo, you pick up stuff really fast. There's a short silence, not hearing a response. I turn back and see Fumo turned away as if not wanting me to see her face. I turn back and look in the last pocket I haven't tried yet. Anyways, to answer your question, I mean, I could take it or leave it. Home is where you lie your head, right? I didn't exactly have a lot going for me in America. Planes be like Bernoulli Memento. And then there's the Bernoulli box. Which is something completely different. Do I miss not being able to talk to everyone normally? Sure, but that doesn't mean I want to rush back or anything. Besides, it's not like I'm lonely here or anything.
You really are strange. You know that?
You keep telling me. Ah, got it. Just pulling out my prize, my travel-sized deodorant. Being in the muggy woods in the summertime was definitely going to cause sweating, and being around so many people, I would definitely need to be wearing this.
Got what you need?
Oh, you don't know what the Bernoulli box is? Hold on. That's surprising, considering it's you, Sadako. So, I just had to make sure I had this right because I was reminding it. The Bernoulli box was a type of storage disk for computers. You could get somewhere up to like 230 megabytes on a single disk. They look like giant floppy disks, but they were like the flexi disk style disks. LGR did a video on them. Might know it under a different name in French. Technically, they're all my since I own them, but Fumo is my. Here's showing what she can achieve when concerned with. My God. Yeah, I'm good to go. Nice emote, by the way. I'll have to look into those. I say as I put the item in my pocket. As I walk over to the main area, Makiko sees me excitedly, waves over to me.
She energy full.
Energy full. Said that like she's a fucking Kamen Rider belt. Meron energy. Meron energy scash. Meron energy ole. Meron energy sparking. Now that I've filled my Kamen Rider quota for the day, Aina says in her best attempt at trying English,
Energy full, janai yo. She is full of energy.
Fumo responds flatly. For some reason, ever since the first night we helped out Kotone, Aina's been grossly absorbed in learning English. She even used some of the money she earned from working at the cafe to buy her own English study guide. While her English is nowhere near conversational, in the past few weeks, she's managed to make some headway to the point that sometimes I can almost understand what she's trying to say. Seemingly understanding what Fumo says to her, she puts her finger to her chin and nods.
So desu.
Ah, so desu ka. She then turns to me.
Like energy?
Do I like energy? Of course, there's a downside to this. Now Aina is using every new word she learns in English to try and flirt with me. Energy. Standby. Energy. Complete. Broken English versus broken Nihongo. I actually kind of liked it better when I didn't understand her. I let her out a small sigh. It depends.
Bai ni yoru.
Fumo translates for Aina, who seems to take this answer way more to heart than she probably should. I eventually make my way over to Makiko. How is it you stay so peppy?
Well, there's no reason not to be, right?
Sounds like something my brother would say. My brother's one of those people who's like a morning person, and he lives in another province now. And sometimes when I wake up in the morning, because he knows I haven't been working lately, he'll sometimes like be like, "Hey," like as soon as I wake up, be like, "Hey, you want to play video games? You want to play Monster Hunter? You want to play Shredder's Revenge?" And it's like I wake up at like 10, 11. It's like 8 or 9 for him, and I'm like, "How the fuck are you awake?" Like, that's basically the way I look at it. I'm like, how the fuck are you awake? Like, how? There's a morning person in this economy? I bet you Makiko's a morning person. I give her a confused look. I guess. Not all of us can be super women like you, though. I really, really hope this place has coffee.
You shouldn't rely on coffee, you know? Nothing wakes you up faster than a brisk run.
Oh, boy. She definitely has similar energy. Makiko, there's no way I'm having a brisk run instead of coffee.
You should really try it sometime.
Can I have a brisk run and coffee? She crossed her arms as if an actual question she has to think about. That was rhetorical. I'm going to drink coffee no matter what.
Oh, come on. Skipping some coffee wouldn't kill you.
She's true. You're a morning person? Okay. Well, Mr. Unpopular, if we ever do that trip going to Japan, you're going to be the one who actually is awake and shit, and I'll just be like, especially if we go to one of those hotels that they buzz you at like 6 a.m. Because I've seen those, and I'm like, oh, that does not sound fun. Yawns and Nocturnal, same. Yes. Yes, it would. Before Makiko can continue to berate my love of coffee, we're interrupted as several sheets are handed out to the teachers. They seem to list the activities for the day, as well as the schedule for the day's events, such as mealtimes. Why in the hell is there a nature hike included in this? Isn't this an English retreat?
Oh, come on. Quit acting like such an old man. A hike will be fun.
Old man. I need to get a soundboard of that. Some of the lines from Bloody Roar 4. What did you do to Nagi? That game has the worst voice acting I've ever heard. The power is increasing. I would play Bloody Roar 4 sometime for y'all just for the bad voice acting, but one, I don't own it, and two, that game sucks. I'd rather play Bloody Roar 3, which I do own. As an engineer, needing coffee is the base for getting work done. Will you carry me? Makiko gives me a smirk.
If I have to.
I don't think she could. Seeing Makiko's genuine excitement seems to be a tad infectious as she continues to smile at me. Finally, I put my arms up into feet. All right, fine. Who knows? Maybe this will be fun. This is not fun. I agree. I don't like hiking either. How much further?
We're about halfway there. Come on.
Makiko has taken the lead, going even faster up the mountain than the most in-shape junior high students. Several of the students watch her in awe, talking to each other excitedly in Japanese.
They're saying how she's like a goat or deer or something.
I assumed as much from their intonations. Fumo, can you teach me to float too? It'd be really handy about now.
Even if I could, do you really think it wouldn't raise a few eyebrows if you started to randomly float a decimeter off the ground?
Imagine if you just roll down the mountain. Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Aina, on the other hand, has a smile on her face as she's floating alongside me on the other side. I struggle to think of the Japanese words. Anata wa tanshireru? Did I say that right? Aina turns to me, beaming as she grabs my arm.
Hi, tanoshii desu.
Oh, she didn't say one of the words. Totemo. She just said tanoshii desu. Unless I missed that. Hold on. Let me go back.
Hi, tanoshii desu.
Floating is ascending. You can float downwards. Suddenly, she stops as if remembering something.
Yes. I'm much fun.
Much fun.
You're encouraging her again.
So sarcasm isn't one of her strong suits.
It never has been.
Can you please tell her to get off? It's hard enough carrying just me. Annoyed Fumo translates something to Aina, who with a slight huff releases me. Thanks. I continue my hike with some heavy breathing. I'm not really too out of shape. My stamina is just terrible. As if sensing this, Fumo floats around me in a semicircle.
You know, Makiko might be right. You're due for some more stamina.
Wait, hold on a sec, guys. Let me just do something real quick. Okay. Bum. Okay. There we go. What about you? You're not even walking.
I don't need exercise. I'm a spirit.
Well, la-dee-da. Well, la-dee-da. Duh. Give me something now, jeez.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that you're lecturing me about getting more exercise when you can just float everywhere.
It's not like I don't walk a lot.
I can hear the mumbling in her voice. Alright then, hike with me, I say, gesturing to the trail ahead. Fumo looks to the trail to me.
Fine, I will. And I'll even use mortal stamina.
Great, now you'll see just how tiring it is. Aina merely looks between the two of us, completely lost. Catching up to Makiko was a lost cause from the start. She's probably on the other side of the mountain by now. On the other hand, I am not doing so well. I wipe the sweat from my eyes as I continue hiking what seems like straight upwards. The one plus side of this whole endeavor, though, is that Fumo seems to be having a bit of a hard time with it as well. Her attire doesn't exactly lend well to climbing, as wooden shoes and kimonos are not proper hiking wear. But hey, she's a spirit. She's a big girl, way older than me anyways. Luckily for me, I opted to bring up the rear, so all the students and the other teachers have made their way ahead of me, leaving just me, Aina, and Fumo. Aina, who is still floating around us, seems to be enjoying herself watching the two of us attempt to climb the seemingly impenetrable mountain. Nothing's impenetrable if you try hard enough. Wink. You know, Fumo, I understand if you wanted to start floating again. It can't be easy walking in that kimono and those shoes.
I'm fine.
Fumo responds to me in her best attempt at a flat tone, but I can hear the exhaustion eking through. If you say so. Fumo turns to me as she's walking.
You know, I am fully...
At that moment, Fumo steps directly into a divot. Her eyes open wide, she starts to go down. Without even thinking, I turn sideways and move towards her, opening my arms. Luckily, despite my exhaustion, my reflexes are still somewhat sharp, and soon, I feel her fall into my arms. Aww. Hey, you okay?
Huh?
Fumo slowly opens her eyes and takes a moment to assess her situation. It seems that she was completely prepared to take a tumble, but apparently not prepared to be caught. Wow, I never really realized it before, but Fumo is actually very light. It's almost as if a soft breeze could carry her away if she wasn't careful. She has such a strong personality, I guess I just never noticed it before.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Combination of my exhaustion as well as shock, I don't move for a moment as I continue to hold Fumo, so I find myself staring into her multicolored eyes. I must look strange because soon Fumo looks away from me, a slight blush under her eyes.
You can let go now.
As if her words finally connect to me what's going on, I immediately let go of her. Probably a smart idea, dude. Probably a smart idea. And let me guess. This will have Aina being jealous on cue in 3, 2, 1. Right, sorry. I find my own face feeling even more flushed than it was. I put my... flustered, sorry. I put my hand behind my head. Sorry, I shouldn't have made you walk.
No, it's fine. I shouldn't tell you what to do anyway.
Is he hiking with a suit on? Let's see. I think that's a jacket. I don't think it's a suit.
No, it's fine. I shouldn't tell you what to do anyway.
I know you.
Hi, you go.
Yep, knew it. Suddenly, I feel pressure from behind me as Aina begins to forcefully push me to keep walking. Okay, Aina, okay, I'm going. Jeez, what is her problem? Asks Fumo, who just shrugs. Upon finishing the hike, we finally make it back to the hall. I find my hands on my knees as I'm panting. So, can you tell me what this to do with English? Akiko, of course, looking fresh as a daisy.
I think they wanted just to give us a chance to walk after that bus ride. as well as enjoy nature too. We have a lot of English tonight when we get back.
Terrific. Makiko then proceeds to put her hands on her hips.
Man, you're being kind of grumpy, aren't you?
As I look back at Makiko, I can't help but crack a smile at just how genuine she's being. As if she honestly can't believe how I didn't enjoy that long, horrible hike. Soon I find myself chuckling. I put up my hands. Okay, you're right. I strain to put on a full smile. See? I'm smiling. Makiko then proceeds to laugh.
That looks so goofy!
Ah, my pride. There it goes. Bye. Bye, pride. Bye. As she suddenly realized what she might have been insinuating, she waves her hand out in front of me frantically.
Oh, I didn't mean that you look goofy. I just meant that...
Makiko, it's fine. I cut her off gently. You worry way too much. This seems to calm Makiko down somewhat.
I'm just worried I'm going to offend you.
Oh, well, I am incredibly offended, but I'll get over it. I say, doing my best to sound serious.
What?
She moves quickly over to me, tears shimmering in her eyes.
Oh, please don't be offended. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
I wish I could keep this up for longer, but I feel so bad for Makiko that I can't. I burst out laughing. Makiko seems a bit shocked, moisture still in the corner of her eyes. Pride is gone now. It's time for the gay wrath. I'm joking, Makiko. I'm joking. I really didn't get offended. So, hey Gray, how are you? So about that, I saw some posts on Twitter under the hashtags about the whole Gay Wrath Month thing, and I don't agree with it. I don't think we should be violent. Just because Pride originally was a riot, we should learn from that, not use anger. Because, in my opinion, the worst thing you could do to your detractors is do the exact same thing they did to you. If you start oppressing people because they oppressed you, you're no better than them. And so, I don't really agree with the whole Gay Wrath Month thing. And I'm glad those posts have kind of died down, because violence is not the answer. In my opinion, violence is never the answer. Violence is only the answer. I can only see violence as the answer if there is no other way. Like, if it should be a last resort, if even something on the list of resorts. I know, it's fine. I just wanted to bring it up because I saw some posts and it was really bumming me out, because people were being like, I always see people make the joke, be gay, do crime, and I'm like, no, don't do crime. Don't use it as an excuse to be violent. I just never liked that. I know I'm getting a little heavy over something that's a joke, but I don't know. It's just something that always bothered me. But anyways, let's get back to our silly dating sim game. It seems it takes a moment for this to click. As soon as it does, however, Makiko puffs out her cheeks and throws her fist down.
Don't do that! I was so worried I actually offended you.
Makiko, you'd never be able to accidentally offend me. Don't worry. Makiko seems to still be slightly miffed as she turns away to the side. Hey, I'm sorry. I was just joking. She huffily turns her head. Really, I didn't mean to worry you. She turns around again. Did I actually upset her? Really, I'm Suddenly she turns around, a large smile on her face.
Now who's gullible?
Bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe she got me.
I can't believe you fell for that.
Bitch! What the fuck? Unable to respond to Fumo, I merely let her exhausted sigh, followed by a soft chuckle. Excuse me. Didn't mean to yawn that loud. I think maybe we should take it away from this, that we're just both very gullible. Makiko laughs.
I think you're right.
As we laugh at our own ineptitudes, I can see out of the corner of my eye Aina, her arms crossed with her cheeks slightly puffed out. What is she upset about now? Before I can begin to think about this thought, announcements are made that we should all get changed and get ready for lunch. Exhausted, I wave to Makiko and head back towards my room. Aina and Fumo in tow. Grabbing a pile of clean clothes, I make my way to the corner of the room that's unoccupied and begin to change. Fortunately, Aina is standing right next to me. I lower my eyelids to half and look at her. Honto?
Undress? Okay.
Aina is then unceremoniously dragged away by the back of the kimono. By Fumo. I shake my head as I change out of my sweaty clothes and change into clean ones. I've only been here for a few hours and I'm already exhausted from this place. How much longer do I have here? 2 3/4 days? Oh, fun. As I'm pondering the futility of my trip here, suddenly my phone rings. Who the hell could be calling me now? Then even looking at the caller ID, I pick up. Hello?
Hey!
Oh, it's Kotane. Hey, Kotane, what's up?
Was just wondering if you three would be available this weekend. It's going to be busy, and I'm going to be short-staffed again.
I think for a second. Today's what day again? Kotane lets out an exasperated laugh.
It's Tuesday.
Seriously, bro? I'm glad that I made that the name. Why do I have a feeling the foxes will sniff the clothes? I mean, Aina definitely would. I mean, I'm in a sweat, so I probably would too. Right, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I come back Friday, so Saturday and Sunday should be fine. There's a short silence.
Oh, back? You go somewhere?
Yeah, I'm on an English retreat on some mountain. I'll be back Friday.
Oh, sounds exciting.
Exciting's a word.
You sound very excited.
She can read me like a book. Oh, yes. So excited. There's a short silence.
So, you have any more of these retreats this summer, or plans?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay then.
Any particular reason you want to know?
What? No, just checking. You know, for work and stuff.
Sure, Kotane. Smooth. Right. Okay. I guess we'll see you Saturday.
Right. Sounds good. Have fun Englishing.
Englishing? That's a word. Tsundere. No, exactly. She is the tsundere. Of course, all the Englishing. All of it. All of it. All of the Englishing. The phone disconnects. As I step out from behind the changing area, I see Fumo and Aina waiting there.
Well, that certainly took a long time.
Sorry, Kotane called.
Oh?
Yeah, she wanted to know if we could work this weekend. I said I didn't see why not. Fumo nods.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fumo probably wants some more money. Englishing next to Frenching. Oh. Oh my. Frenching, you say? I exhale. Well, let's go. The Frenching? No. You do know what Frenching means, right, Sadako? The next few hours are filled with activities involving English. The theme is creating products that people could use and then presenting them in English. It's actually pretty clever, and having come from a rigorous hike, this is way easier. Maybe that was the plan all along. Oh, you don't? So, Frenching is a slang phrase used for the English term French kissing. Do you understand now? Or should I explain it further for you, hon? Oh, she gets it. Oh. Yep. I'm absolutely exhausted. I barely get out of my head on the pillow before I pass out. Honestly, I can't remember if I even changed into my pajamas. A loud buzzing jolts me out of my sleep. My hand immediately goes to my ear as I slap away whatever might have been there. Jesus. I mutter as I sit up, wide awake now. Great. Thanks, Bugs. I mutter to no one in particular. Oh my. Slowly my eyes turn towards the rest of the forms sleeping in the room. Huh. It might be my imagination, but something doesn't seem right. Let's see. Well, we got another choice. So let's go ahead and save. On a new save on page 13. We're going to name this one. Call it Missing. So, again. We're aiming for Aina. So, Aina isn't there. Huh. Aina isn't here. This is confusing as I see Fumo sleeping next to me. Slowly, I look around the room in an attempt to find a sign of her. Well, she's obviously couldn't have gone far. Moving my cover aside, I stand up, making sure to do extremely quietly. The only place where she could be are either in the hallway or immediately outside the veranda. The odds of her being in the hallway are pretty low, as I figure if she was walking all the way down the hall, it probably would be more than the feet she could be away from me. Slowly, I make my way over to the door and slide it slowly and carefully and quietly. Oh, hey. As I look outside, sure enough, Aina, who is standing just off the porch, twirling around in the grass. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or method to her twirls, more like a young child who is playing around in the rain for the first time. A genuine smile seems to be on her face. I lean against the frame of the door, my arms crossed, and simply watch her move around. I have to say, it's actually quite captivating. Finally, okay, sorry, just a second. I want the Aina route, so let's go yeah, exactly. Finally, after a minute or so, she makes a twirl too large and ends up falling down, landing on her side. Rather than be upset, however, she starts to giggle. Finally, as she turns her head towards the building, she finally notices me. Her face turns beet red as she quickly stands up, dusting herself off. After a few moments of recovering herself, she slowly walks over towards me, a mixture of embarrassment and annoyance in her face.
Why here?
I shrug. I gesture over to the room. No, Aina. She seems to understand this as she slowly plays with her long, silky hair. Shimpai. Oh, I know that word. I rack my brain to think. Worry? Was that the word? Taboo? It goes silent for a moment. So, you like dance? Aina looks at me and giggles.
No, dance. Fun.
Fun? Aina nods. I scratch my head in confusion. Wakarimasen. You like jazz? Aina merely smiles back to me with a kind smile.
いいですよ.
Another silence.
You try?
I look back to her and point to the grass. Me? Wa? Ta? She? Aina nods. I sigh lightly. Okay, okay. I move for a few feet away from her towards the building. Slowly, I move myself around in a small circle, just as Ida had. I've never been normally one to do this sort of thing, but I have to say it did look a little fun. Seeing me do this, Ina looks at me at first with confusion, then slowly with a smile. I turn around again as I move in a small circle. This good? Ina giggles. Okay, let's see. I move myself around in a slightly larger circle as I try to copy her style from earlier. To be honest, I feel like a complete idiot. Thank God no one else is there to see. After a few moments, I find myself a little tired. That is exhausting. I turn to Ina. Sukure. Ina still has a wild smile on her face. She then gestures to the veranda.
You, me, sit.
Shrugging, I follow her over and take a seat on the edge of the porch. Ina merely sits and looks up at the sky. It's interesting, when Ina isn't acting completely insane, she actually is extremely beautiful. She is beautiful. I can see why so many guys would want to get with her, at least from a purely physical standpoint. Ina looks over to me and then back to the forest.
You know, like Ina.
Yes, Geeky. This is my new nurse outfit, which was revealed on my birthday stream on Thursday. You like? She says, the smile she had before replaced with a much more sad face. Is she playing a game again, or does she honestly think I hate her? I don't hate you, Ina. Hearing that, she jerks her head towards me, her eyes open wide. Before I can do anything, she moves up close to me, her face less than a foot from mine.
本当？本当に？
Confused and a little worried, I nod nervously. Surprisingly, she pulls back and lightly places a hand on her chest.
よかったね。
よかった. I put my hands, one on each side, and lean back as I look at the moon. The moon, the stars. No, I'm not going to do that. I think of the best way to say this so she could possibly understand. Why do you care? She looks at me as if trying to process the words. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to... I'll have to try it another round. You say... Yokate doshite. This time she understands and gives me a soft smile. She begins to swing her legs like a child over the side of the porch.
You hate Ina. Bad.
She's seemingly trying very hard to be understandable. Luckily, I get the general gist of it. As Decade says, I get the gist of it. Ina hate? Seriously, bro?
No!
She says so loud it kind of shocks me.
No, Ina no hate you.
Oh, good. Realizing how loud she just was, Ina, beet red, turns back to face front. So, you like here? Gesture towards the mountains. She nods empathetically.
It... nice. Ina like all.
She says as she looks over to the mountains. I never realized what a taxing experience it is to have to talk to somebody who can't understand you. Yep. It sucks. But you know what? We do it because we care. Normally when I'm around Ina, Fumo is always around to translate. Fumo's right. I really have gotten lazy with attempting to learn more Japanese. Ina, on the other hand, has only been at it for a few weeks and already can format, well, thoughts in English. Me, I barely know more than a few words. I fold my hands over each other. Gomen. Watashi no Nihongo ha Shouzu jirimasen. Ina merely smiles warmly and shakes her head.
いいですよ。私の英語は上手じゃありません。
Can't help but snicker at this. The two of us being terrible at the other's language. It's actually kind of funny. I think for a moment. Home. Different? I say, pointing to the trees. Hearing my 2 words, Aina crosses her arms, deep concentration into processing them. I draw a picture of the house with my fingers. Home. Chigao? A look of realization hits her face.
わかります。
I sigh in relief. She turns back to look at the forest.
はい。
How? Puts her finger to her chin.
Aina, work.
Work. Oh, geez, what was that word? Isagashi?
はい、はい、そうです。
Aina exhales dramatically and she leans forward, mimicking exhaustion. Aina, like work? Glancing back to me, she then proceeds to pull her knees and hugs them close to her.
Aina must work.
It's not what I asked. Ugh, I wish I knew how to say that in Japanese. But, Aina like? Suddenly, without warning, Aina stands up, a sad smile on her face.
Aina tired. I sleep.
I look up to her in confusion. Oh, okay. Carefully, she opens the door to the building and steps inside, leaving me outside alone. The hell just happened?
Gaikokujin no Sensei.
Yeah. Say it again. Page 14. We'll call this. Let's see. Retreat. Day 1. Save that. Turn. Okay. Okay. I wake up the next morning feeling slightly refreshed. After I had my conversation last night, I completely passed out. As I rub my eyes, I slowly open them. Above me is an annoyed face. Wah! I bolt to the side away from the face. Grabbing at my chest, I soon realized that it was Fumo that was leering over me. Fumo, what?
Finally, you're awake.
Finally?
Yeah, I've been trying to poke you awake for half an hour now. You're impossible to get up.
Wait, half an hour? What time is it? Fumo shrugs.
I'm not sure. I tried turning on your telephone over there, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Over, she's pointing. I grab my phone and look at it. Turning it on, and just like Fumo said, it seems to be dead. Oh, jeez, I didn't charge it last night? My eyes start over the clock on the wall. I grow wise, I see that I'm already 10 minutes late. Oh, crap! Finally, you're awake. Skyrim memento. I immediately bolt up as I begin to rummage through my stuff. Where's my shirt? Where's that shirt? I asked to no one in particular. Fumo, have you seen my wallet? Mo, who seems to be in no rush whatsoever, puts her hand to
I
chin.
believe I saw Aina looking at it on top of that cabinet last night.
She says, gesturing to the large cabinet. What? Why'd you let her do that? Fumo shrugs.
She said she just wanted to look at it.
Can you tell her to ask next time?
Right. Sorry.
I make my way over to the cabinet.
Do you need me to float over and get it?
No, Fumo, I'm perfectly capable of reaching something up that high. I answer a little not haughtily. All right, let's do this. I roll up my sleeves and begin to climb the cabinet. My foot leans on the first drawer. This isn't so bad. I can do this. I step up to the second one. Okay, almost. Before I can say the next word, though, I feel a drawer beneath me crack. I completely lose my footing. What? A not so manly scream. I reach out in vain as I fall backwards. While I managed to grab the drawer above me, it only succeeded in causing the full drawer to come crashing down on me. Crash ends up being even louder than I thought it would be, as the contents spill every which way. When the dust settles, I am laid sprawled out on the ground.
That was certainly something.
Aina, of course, noticed the events unfold and immediately rushes over to me.
Honey, 大丈夫?
Before I can even answer, I hear the fast pattering of feet outside my door. Suddenly, the footsteps stop and the door is yanked aside violently.
Hey! Are you okay? I heard a crash!
And, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you see when you play the censored version of the game, the Twitch safe version of the game. Yes, the God Rays are in this version of the game. However, should you play this in the not Twitch safe version, you might get a little surprise. I must have hit my head harder than I thought, because I swear standing up on the doorway is a topless Makiko, like completely topless. I must be imagining things. I think this to myself as I shake my head, rub my eyes with one of my hands. I look back at the person in the doorway. Nope, she's still topless. I know I should look away, but I'm really having trouble doing so.
Are you alright? Did you hit your head? I heard a crash and I came over and I was just...
Makiko, I'm fine, but why aren't...
Oh, thank goodness. I heard you scream and I was so worried. I wasn't sure if...
Tits out for seriously, bro. Tits... Makiko?
I thought maybe that something had happened to you and I thought maybe I could come over and help and...
Makiko!
Oh, but I'm glad to see you're fine.
Makiko! This call seems to break her out of her stupor.
Huh?
Why aren't you wearing a shirt? She looks down and jostles slightly.
Ah! Oh my god!
She blushes a deep crimson as she slams the door close. I lay my head back down. Fumo looks back to me.
So, you gonna get up?
In a minute. There's a short silence. Dark Souls was wrong. Fuck the sun. Paris. Dark Souls was wrong. Fuck the sun. Is that a knife emoji you're holding? Yeah. Oh my god. Fuck the sun. Damn.
They're pretty nice, you know.
Fumo, please, not now. Another short silence.
Mine better.
That's what Ida's concerned with. That's great. Oh, fuck. I let out a loud sigh as then I covered my face with the junk stone upon the floor.
Gaikokujin no Sensei!
Well, that was interesting. I'll just call this one Topless Makiko. Oh, fuck. After I get my items together and change into my clothes, with the help of Fumo and Aina, we're able to get to the area cleaned pretty quickly. Fumo would be like, maybe I'm bi. Maybe she is. You never know. Luckily, the only thing I'm late to is breakfast as I step into the hallway. As I'm about to reach the door to the meal area, I notice Makiko walk up next to me. Oh, hi, Makiko. Seeing me, she's as red as a tomato. Hi. Yeah. You okay?
I'm sorry. I was getting changed and I heard you yell and...
She tapers off. I totally understand. Don't worry about it. It never happened. Canonically, Aina is Pan. See, okay. That's pretty great. Aina is Pan, but what about Fumo? Or are you not ready to reveal that? Well, on the plus side, I learned that I'm not going to be a mountain climber anytime soon.
Hey, don't say that. With a bit of training, I'm sure you'd be great.
I was joking, Makiko.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm just a little out of it.
Well, things just got really awkward. I've got to break the tension, but how? Okay. Save this again with a new one. We call this Goof or Compliment. And this will be another chance for y'all in the chat to help me out. because we're going to put this to, you guessed it, another vote. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a new poll. Question. How do we break the tension? Goofy. No. All right. Again, y'all have 1 minute to vote, and the poll is started. Fumo is mainly straight, leaning towards bi-curious. Yeah, I see. As a straight white cis male that you are, Mr. Unpopular, I'm sure it was very easy to come up with those. Well, I'm getting a lot on the goofy side. Somebody wants me to give a compliment. So I think it's going to win unless give a compliment gets 5 more votes in the next few seconds. That's the funniest joke I've heard all day, Faye. Literally. Oh my god. All right, well, we all decided to be goofy, so we're going to say something goofy. Well, if it make you feel better, you can always see me topless. I say with such a sincerity as I can muster. This causes Makio to blush furiously.
Hey, don't say that so loudly.
Raises hands. She then puffs her cheeks at me.
Besides, it's not the same.
Besides, it's not the same.
You don't, have anything.
Wow. Natural to assume that I don't have a manly chest or big bubbalas. My dear Makiko, are you insulting flat people?
What? No. Of course not.
It's true. He's entirely nippleless. For some reason, the way that I read that, Faye, it reminded me of in Ghostbusters when Bill Murray goes, "It's true. This man has no dick." The shirt off, and it's just a great void. Makiko, I'm teasing you. You need to calm down. You're all riled up. Hearing these words, she seems to cause Makiko to simmer down a bit.
Oh, right.
Hey, don't worry. This changes nothing, all right? I held my fist to her. Looking from the back of my fist, she eventually puts a smile on her face.
Yeah, of course.
She fist bumps me. Fuck
Do
yeah.
I still get to see you shirtless then?
Didn't you already at the hot spring?
That was...
I snicker. Well, I was kidding. Well, if you really want to, Makiko, I could. Suddenly, Makiko's face flushes 7 shades of red. She's got a gradient of blush on her face, and her eyes are all swirly. That's awesome. He takes his shirt off, and it's just a great void. Yeah, exactly.
Nope, I'm fine. Yep, definitely fine. I'm gonna go sit down now. Yep, time to sit down.
As Makiko makes her graceful exit, I snicker as I get my breakfast. Thankfully, the rest of the morning goes without incident as we begin to work on the kids with English. Several of the children attempt to ask me questions in Japanese, of which I have no idea what they're saying. Thank God Fuo is here to save my butt. I'm not allowed to respond to them in Japanese, so I do my best to speak in extremely easy and slow English. Speaking nice, yeah. And yeah, like I said in a previous stream, that's the expectation of when you're teaching English in Japan as part of the either the JET program or whatever program it is. They don't want you speaking to them in Japanese. They want you to speak to the kids in English only. Same idea as French immersion school in Canada, whereas you can ask questions in English, but you will only get responses in French, for example. So, yeah. Anyways. No, not good English. This here. I say like I'm speaking to a caveman. No, not good English. This here. To a caveman, as I correct one of the students' grammatical errors. I swear, I hear Fumo snicker at me as I speak to the children in this matter. As she does, I find myself smirking slightly.
Gaikokujin no Sensei!
Well, there we go. So now that we're on page 17, we'll just say this as caveman speak. There we go. And I think, guys, that's going to do it for today. I'm coming up on... I know it's not quite 7 yet, but we're coming close. We're like less than 20 minutes away from 7. Oonga boonga in it. So I think what I'll do is we're going to call it for the day for the stream. And then I'll... we'll pick this up next Saturday. Actually, no, we won't. We might not. Because I'll announce this right now. It's not 100%, but I might be going to Anime North next weekend. So I might not have a Thursday or a Saturday stream. Because depending on how things go, I might be going for the whole weekend. I might be going for a few days. I don't know yet. But I may not be having Thursday. I may only have one stream next week. So we'll see what happens with that. In any case, the Saturday after, I will see you guys with more of this. And we'll continue where we left off. Yeah. If in the meantime, let us find someone to raid. So, let's see. Who is online? Let's see. Eski's playing some... playing something. What is that? Eski is playing something. But let's see my full list here. People who are on. And see who... Let's see. Monty's playing Valorant. Let's see. V-Ranger is doing makers and crafting. Is that a game or is that just... Let's see. Iggy's doing Horizon Forbidden Lands. Kiva's doing Metal Gear Rising. Let's see. Archie's doing Deep Rock Galactic. Dad's doing Shadowverse. Is Eski still going? Let's take a look. Because Eski didn't show up on my list there, so... Eski is still going. So you know what? We're going to raid Eski. I'll be back on Tuesday with Eski here for some... in theory, that means... Oh, okay, gotcha. Tuesday, I'll be back with Eski because we're going to be doing some Yakuza. So we're going to go ahead and raid Eski. If you are subbed, guys, you can use this raid message here. If you're not subbed, you can use this one instead. You guys can find my Discord server here. You can find my social medias here and my YouTube channels here. Or you can find some more content. Once again, raid message if you're subbed. If you're not, you can use this one instead. I'll be back on Tuesday, guys, for some Yakuza 1. It might be my only stream next week. Maybe I'll try to fit in a Monday Monster Hunter stream or something. Just to have something else, but I don't know at this point. I don't want to promise anything, but I'll talk around and see if Astral and the rest want to do like some Monster Hunter. But anyways, take care, comb your hair, in a rush, use a brush, don't do drugs, stay in school, eat your teeth. I'll see you next time on Sheet. If you guys want to get your hands on this game, you can go here to get Gaikokujin no Sensei on Steam or Itch. .io. So you can get it on one of those two platforms. Definitely check it out. As some of you learned today, yours truly is in it as a cameo, technically, a small role. But anyways, guys, I will see you on Tuesday at least. And I hope you guys have a good weekend, good whatever. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure you get your shots. Don't, or I'll do it.
Optimism. We only live once.